I'm Brian Buchholz, CG artist for Tactus Technologies, and this is Protean, our soft surface modeling and rapid prototyping program. In these video tutorials, I'm going to familiarize you with the operations so you can jump into making models yourself. When we look at the viewport, this big blue screen, we see the red and green axes, which are X and Y. If we click and hold the middle mouse and drag, we see our blue Z. When we rotate, all the axes tumble. To fix this, we can go to the View tab and hit vertical rotate. That locks the Z, so we rotate about that. When we look at the viewport, we see this black bounding box. This is the area in which we can make our models. You can change the resolution of this when you create a new document. Within the bounding box, we have our grid, we have our tool, and we also have a cursor. Each one of these has an axis, so when we work with each one, we can translate, rotate, we can view, we can look at everything you need in order to create your models. Now, as I said before, you can rotate the viewport by holding the middle mouse button. You can also translate by holding the middle mouse and the shift button. You can zoom with control and middle mouse, and then you get a fine-tune rotation with the alt button and the middle mouse. To change the pivot point at which the viewport rotates, we can do a couple of things. We can use the tool or the cursor. To access this functionality, we use the right-click pop-up menu. From there, we go to camera, and we have look at. So we can look at the cursor or look at the object. If we look at the object, the viewport will stay the same, but the point at which the viewport rotates will be shifted to the object. We can also do this with the cursor. If I go up here to the other side of the grid, camera, look at cursor, I'm going to rotate about that point. Now, if you want to shift the focus and the pivot point, you use a view. Now, if we go to camera and down to view object, we'll shift the object to the center of the viewport as well as the pivot point. That pops up to the center. Now we can do the same in this back corner with the cursor. Okay, so we've been working a while, and we want to get our pivot point to dead center on the grid. To best easily do that, just go up here and hit your reset translation. That takes the tool back to the center. Go to camera, view object. And now we can rotate like we originally rotated when we first started.